evening, y'all. Kids, hey, I love you, as always. Pineapple upside down cake. It's fall, and it sounds good. It sounds real good. So I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I'm gonna start with making the batter, then we'll move to getting the pan ready. What I have here is 2½ cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. 2½ cups is in here. I am making this for a 12-inch cast iron skillet. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees, okay? Get that done so it's ready to go. We're gonna dump everything in here and then we're gonna beat the crap out of it, okay? 2½ cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder. By the way, y'all, this is the lady herself, Ree Drummond's recipe. She's the only one that has a recipe for a 12-inch cast iron skillet, not a 10-inch. I have a 12-inch cast iron skillet. I need a recipe for a 12-inch. So that's what I got, okay? Teaspoon of salt. And you gotta trust her because she's Ree Drummond. And she's from Oklahoma too, so I love her. I love her, I love her, I love her. Teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of baking powder, 2½ cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of sugar, a half of a stick of butter, softened. It's like at room temperature. It'll give, okay? You gotta be able to mix it some with the mixer. And then a 1/4 cup of shortening. The old Crisco, you know how that comes in the sticks? I just measured off a 1/4 cup. Put that in there. She's also the only one that has a dump and mix. We're gonna see how that comes out. 1/4 cup of shortening, 1 cup of milk, half a cup of the reserved pineapple juice from your 20-ounce can of pineapple rings that you're going to use to decorate your pan. Half a cup of that juice, 1 cup of milk, okay? 2 eggs, 1, 2, let me rinse my hand after touching the egg. Yuck, yuck. Y'all doing okay? Hope everybody's doing okay today. You know what? We're waiting for a storm, and it's going to be hitting here anytime. Going to be hitting here anytime. Here it is, November in Oklahoma. Yippee-ki-yay. That's how we roll. You never know what it's going to do here, but you can bet it's not going to be pleasant. Weather-wise. Okay, 1, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. They say when you live in Oklahoma, if you don't like the weather, just give it a few minutes. Some section of weather will come through that you like. Maybe. Maybe not. We treasure those moments when we can go sit outside without blowing off the face of the earth or just general like unpleasant weather. Okay, a sunny, crisp fall day where there's no wind and it's about 70, 65 degrees. I think we got one this year. All right, I'm gonna beat the crap out of this, we're gonna see. Okay, so usually add, cream the butter and sugar, and then add the eggs, and then, but this one's done a little different. I like it, less bubble. And there are, and as I suspected, it's the butter and the shortening. We'll see how it does. That must be okay because Miss Ree would not steer us wrong. She did not get where she is by not knowing what she's doing. I trust her. And we will find out together. But you gotta love dumping all the ingredients in and just whipping it up. All right, now I'm gonna get everything ready on the skillet on the stove to prepare the pan, to pour the batter over it, to shove it in the oven. And I'll be back in just a minute, okay? Y'all, one thing I'm doing to get ready for this is something I read to do today. It said to lay out your canned pineapple and then blot it to get the extra moisture out so it's not make your cake soggy. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. These are ready. I'm just thought I'd better tell you. So all right, y'all, this is how we prep the skillet. Here's my big old cast iron skillet, heavy as crap. Put in half a stick of butter. Okay, we're gonna let it melt. And we're just gonna swirl it around in there to cover the whole bottom of the pan. And as soon as it's melted, we're going to put the brown sugar on, okay? And it says, do not stir. It's been a while since I did this, y'all, so it's not like I'm learning, but actually I'm learning a new recipe. Okay, swirl that around. A lot of butter. Then we're just going to sprinkle a cup, that was 4 tablespoons of butter. This is a cup and a half packed brown sugar, okay? Now that's about melted, and you're supposed to sprinkle it so that it's all over the butter. And you're not supposed to stir it, and you're just supposed to let it get melted and then take it off. That's what Miss Reese says, and she knows everything. I mean that in the best way, because she does. Anyone that can get us all to drive out to the middle of BFE, Oklahoma, to Pawhuska on a regular basis. She's smart, she's good, she's wonderful. We love her. Now that's covering that. I'm just gonna let the sugar melt. I'm getting the sugar off my hands. And it says as soon as the sugar dissolves to remove from heat. So that's what I'm waiting for, is for it to dissolve, okay? Can y'all see okay? Let me move you up. You can still see I'm not stirring, I'm just pushing the sugar down a little. I have done it in a cast iron skillet once before, and but it was the wrong size for my skillet. So I looked high and low for this recipe today so that I could do it in the skillet as opposed to the pan. And we'll hope and pray that my skillet is properly seasoned like I think it is, so that it all comes out okay and we don't have a mess at the end. But we'll all find out together, so that should be fun. I'm not stirring, I was just patting that down a little. Okay, this is getting close to dissolved, to my way of thinking. Let me get this over here. Well, I'm not going to bore you silly. I'll come back in just a minute. All right, y'all, that was a quick minute. That was less than a minute, honestly. So I took it right off the heat, moved it back there, because it's liquefied, the sugar is. Now all we're going to do is put our pineapples in here, okay? And I'm not artistic, I don't know, you know, I'm just sticking them on here. I am pushing them down a little bit. Hope that's what I'm supposed to do. Ree, what am I supposed to do? Tell me. Let me see here. Y'all, it has turned a weird color outside. I think the storm is fixing to be upon us. When it turns a weird color in Oklahoma outside, that's never a good thing. Starts looking all, it's just a weird color. If you're in Oklahoma, you know what I'm talking about. When you got a storm coming. It's like, okay. But we're not supposed to have a tornado tonight. They said it's a very low chance of that, so, I mean, that's good. Now I'm just going to stick a cherry in the middle of these. Y'all, I hope this turns out like I think it will. Hope it does. Should I put more cherries on or just leave it like that? You know what I'll do? I think I'll stick the occasional pecan. Oh, I should put it the other way. Goober. Upside down. That's the way I remember them when I was younger. They usually had a pecan on them. Little pecan for decoration. Oh Lord, I'm hearing stuff outside. I gotta get this thing in the oven. Okay, so this is my basic decoration. Hope that's pretty enough for all of us. Now, I'm just gonna, the cake batter that we made is going in. Okay, here we go. I should be doing it this way so you can see. Sorry. Oh boy. Heck yeah. So this is what we've got in our skillet. And now we just pop it in the oven and wait for the storm to blow in. Right? Ooh, that's gonna be, woo, yum. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pop it in. I need both hands to lift this. This pan is heavy as crap, and I need both hands with the hot holder. I'll be right back. There it is. I just got it popped in the oven, and it's supposed to bake for 30 to 40 minutes at 350. So I'll check back, or when a toothpick comes out clean. All right, I'll be back. I'm doing something else quick here. I was just gonna show you, I've got a bowl and beaters in the freezer. I'm going to make some maple cinnamon whipped cream to dollop on top of this cake, okay? So I chilled these in the freezer while the cake is cooking. I have 3/4 cup of whipping cream, okay? And we're just gonna whip it until it starts to thicken. Then we're gonna put in a little less than 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, tablespoon of maple syrup, teaspoon of cinnamon. Here we go. of you. I'll come back when it hasn't been that long, maybe 3 minutes or something. And it's not like it's holding a peak or anything, but it's just starting to thicken. You'll be able to tell, you know, when the consistency changes. It's thickening. Now I'm going to put in the rest of the stuff. The powdered sugar. I'm going to beat that in, and then I'm going to beat in FYI, my maple syrup just happens to be in the refrigerator too, okay? I'm going to put in a tablespoon. Isn't this fancy? My son brought me this from back east. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. This should be good. Maybe not quite a teaspoon. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. It smells good, y'all. I'll show you. That didn't take another minute, but look here. I mean, it's firm, see? It's whipped. Can you see? It's holding, it'll hold up. Okay? And oh my gosh, yes, I already tasted it. It's delicious. Just gonna say, it's gonna be good plopped on that cake in a little bit. All right, so that's how you do that. Well, I'll let you know and see the cake in a minute. All right, y'all, this is about 43 minutes in. I've checked it a few times. Now, see how this looks? Whoops, sorry. Here's I use skewers, like, you know, what you cook out on the grill with. So that I can get, and it's looking like the cake is done. Let me look at it close up here. There's a little dry crumb on there that looks like it's done. Let me try one more. Goodness knows I don't want to pull it out and then it be, yep, that's dry. All right, so I'm going to pull this over here and I'll let you see. It says immediately to run a knife around the edge. So immediately I'm running a knife. Or actually I'm running like a cake froster. Millie! Y'all have no idea how scared I am to try to flop this out. And then it says to immediately invert it onto a plate. How am I going to do this? I'm not even sure. So, because it's so heavy. I'm going to put that over the top. And I'm going to... Okay, we only lost one pineapple. We only lost one pineapple. It came out. Glory be. Glory be. Whoa. Damn. Shoot, I would not recommend that. That's hot. Don't just pick up that filling with your finger to try to put it back on. Y'all saw it with your own eyes. Now there is a little brown sugar. Here, let me get a spoon. You don't want to lose none of that goodness. I feel like I lost a cherry. I didn't put a cherry. Where'd my cherries go? Well, there's one over there. Okay. I don't know where the cherries went. There's one over here. Okay, they jumped around in the baking process, I guess. That's okay, I don't care. It's all good. If they only lost the cherries, that's all right. They're in there somewhere. I'm not sure where. I'm just throwing this caramel back on here. Oh, I was nervous about that, trying to flop that out of that big old heavy skillet. Yes, I was. Oh, that's not as pretty as I wished it was. I probably shouldn't have plopped the caramel. I probably shouldn't have plopped the caramel back on there. But look here, it's gonna taste good. Look here. How yummy. And it came out. My pan was seasoned properly, apparently. I'm so excited. When I can cut it and get it plated up, I'll show you and we'll see what it tastes like together, okay? Yeehaw! I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm gonna show you what I did. I cheated. You know where the cherries, I don't know where they went. They're in there somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Oh, there's one over here on the side. They moved around somehow when I poured the batter in. So I cheated and I took cherries and shoved them down in there to pretend like it was perfect when it came out. Because who cares if people don't know? Things don't have to be perfect. They just have to look like they were perfect. All right, I'll show you in a minute. All right, y'all. I want you to see the inside of the cake so y'all know you can make this recipe in its tops. It's got a good crumb. It didn't get soggy. Now, the recipe did not say to pat those pineapples dry. Do it. I would do it. I mean, because it turned out really good. Okay. And see here. Here's my little piece. I took out a little piece. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Let's taste it. And my cinnamon maple Cool Whip. Not Cool Whip. Oh my gosh, it's not Cool Whip. Well, I just messed up my pretty presentation. It's not Cool Whip, it's whipped cream. There's no cream in Cool Whip. There ain't. Look at it. Let's taste. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, the recipe didn't call for the whipped cream either, but that cinnamon maple whipped cream, even if you just did cinnamon without the maple, if you don't have maple syrup. Oh my God. This is flippin' delicious, y'all. I am not kidding. Probably the best one. It's so good, I don't know what to do with myself, except eat it. Y'all, this is so good. I'm gonna get y'all out of here so I can shove it in. You've got to try it in your cast iron skillet. It's a great recipe. I'm gonna try to take a picture of this one and put it in there. It's Miss Ree. She knows what she's doing. She's Oklahoman. But I'm gonna put that recipe out there so you can see it. You can always trust her, a fellow Oklahoman, I promise, on food. Love y'all. Love you, kids. Emily, you're missing out, sister. Love you.